What's up, Tudorinos, and welcome back to the Game Addicts podcast, the show where we talk about the modern and retro video games that we play and collect. I'm this podcast player 1, Brando, and joining me here today is this podcast player 2, Mike.
Hola.
Episode 136, sliding right into your podcast feeds here this week. Once again, a day late, but that's okay because we waited to cover the Nintendo Direct, which was going to air right around the time that we would be recording ish.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we waited because there was a lot of crap that got announced. More and more games coming to the Switch. I didn't know what all they were going to be covering for just 40 minutes, and 40 minutes and they're going to talk about like Pokemon, Luigi's Mansion, something like that, maybe Link.
And no Link.
None. There was one thing with Link on there, but it wasn't any new information.
No.
It was just
That's what I'm saying. Nothing new. It was just...
Yeah. Wow. I was not expecting... a lot of it is... a lot of more older titles coming to the system. They're pretty much getting a good little awesome backlog. The thing is that if you have a Switch or are thinking of getting a Switch, you're like, man, what games are even on it? Just take a look. There's a bunch on there. Whether you want to get them digital or try and get them physical, good luck getting some of these games physical. I'm pretty sure a lot of them are just going to be digital because that's the way things are going. Because of GameStop. Did you hear the rumor about GameStop?
I hear a lot of rumors about GameStop.
Well,
so be more specific.
The Devil's Playground, as we've dubbed it here on the show, rumor has it, half of its stores are going to close by the end of the year.
I believe it.
So they just laid off.
That we'll lose 2 because we have 3 in our area.
Yeah. Do you think we'll keep the one in the mall? Or do you think that one will go? Or do you think the one by...
I think the one in the mall will go because they raised the rates of the spaces in the mall. So that one will probably go. I bet they'll keep the one on 26. Because every time I go in there, there's always a lot of people. At least 3.
Yeah.
So...
And then, of course,
I
they
know
got
the one on West Lafayette one is iffy because of where it's at.
It's in a weird spot. It's kind of difficult to get to.
They mess with all that, so the parking now is on the side of the road. It's not a parking lot anymore. It has a parking lot, but now you park by the roundabout because now there's a roundabout instead of that stoplight. They put a roundabout, and then they changed all of that to where now that 2 lanes that all used to be, 4 lanes, 2 lanes on each side, they put it down to 1, and now all that other lane is parking all the way down.
Yeah, that one's gone.
It's absolutely it was dumb.
Anyway, I hate to hear anybody losing their jobs. As much as we as gamers, we as consumers have really dogged on GameStop for the last few years. They're one of the last stalwarts of a place offering, a haven to go get your physical copies of games. I'm telling you, GameStop fails. That is like the notch that game systems and companies need to start going fully digital. Because you're still going to have Walmart. Sure, Walmart's probably your biggest distributor. Best Buy, okay, sure. But GameStop, they're going to see that as a invitation. All right, that's a whole part of the market. Because they're...
I don't know if I agree with you, because when it comes to it, GameStop shot themselves. It's not something that, Walmart's They sell all the games. Everybody pretty much sells games to a degree now. But they shot themselves in the foot with all the shady things they did to piss off gamers, to where they're just like, you know what? We don't need you anymore. You are not my one-stop shop. I can go to all these other places and get what I want, where I want it, how I want it. The only thing that really had them was, hey, we've got this exclusive only through GameStop. That's really what's kept them alive this long, in my opinion.
Well, they were also a huge part of the used games market. In fact, if you remember, just 6 years ago, when the Xbox One and the PS4 were launching, there was a whole launch fiasco with the Xbox One saying they weren't going to allow used games, and it pissed GameStop off. It got to the point where Xbox said, we're going to work something out with you guys. You can only buy used games from approved retailers, essentially. And GameStop was going to be one of those, where somehow they were going to have DRM on the discs that were available, right? Or like you put those into your console, it would be locked. And then they didn't reveal what they were gonna do because they just reversed it. We just got a comment from Khalid 2006. When will SNES be resales? I assume you're asking when they're going to be on. We don't know, dude. They're still the SNES stuff.
They're not up yet.
They're not up yet. They're coming today, but as of right now,
grab it and show.
As of right now in Japan, it's like 7:45 in the morning. So I think, because I think 6 p.m. is 9 p.m. over there, or 9 a.m. over there. So maybe they're waiting until like a little bit later in the morning for them. But what?
My stuff hasn't been plugged in.
Oh,
because we had lightning storms, so I turned it off.
No, mine is up and charged, my friend.
Well, you're gonna have to do it because I didn't notice that mine was dead when I was looking today.
Well, my console has been asleep, and it's like, we ain't got no internets. I'm like, well, you're gonna have to get it. But to just kind of finish what I was saying about, like, 6 years ago, the whole used games market, especially GameStop, was in a much better place to kind of like say, no, we want this because we are a large part of the used game industry, and you doing that would take away a large part of our business. How things have changed in just 6 years, where they're struggling to stay afloat. They're now starting to sell old school games in GameStop, like. You can, instead of just online, and they now have them there. And I've seen people posting pictures. Some of the prices are, I haven't seen anything that's like terrible high, okay? But I've seen them like on the high end of average, if that makes any sense.
Well, but see, for us, you can literally walk 100 steps, if that, not even that, 50 steps, and go straight into this replay and get the below average to average price every single time.
Right. Now, did you see where Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie are now? Okay. Our local disc replay, they're awesome on prices, as we've said. We just said that they're pretty much, you are on par with right on average, maybe even slightly below. Well, when I bought those games, now, if anybody following along and been listening and watching these podcasts, I sold a lot of my N64 stuff. I just did. I wasn't playing it, and I needed the money. Guess what? I sold it. That's the cool thing about being a collector. You can always buy it back. Because when I bought those, one of them was 15 and one of them was 10. I have a crazy, stupid memory about stuff. And I remember distinctly those two games when I went to go buy them. They were that, I think Banjo-Tooie was 15 and Banjo-Kazooie was 10. They are now $30 a piece.
Wow.
They've gone up. Paper Mario has gone down. Figure that one out. So,
I'm not seeing a time. No time has been released.
No. They just said tomorrow, or like my kid says, tomorrow.
All I saw was like around 8 p.m.
They'll be up. Hopefully soon. But man, there was a lot of stuff that got released yesterday. during the Nintendo Direct. First things first.
Oh, here we go. I had something to drop. Last year, when the NES dropped, it was at 8 p.m. in September.
Cool.
So it's probably going to be the same exact
About 8 p.m. So that's about what? About noon for them?
Yeah.
Yeah, but 9, 6, 2, 1, 10, 11 o'clock.
Something around 11, yeah. Which is, I mean, it's a good time.
11 a.m. While all those guys are at work, working so hard. Working so hard that... we will. Well, I mean, they're working so hard that they take naps and they're like, man, that guy's working hard. Look at him taking a nap. Meanwhile, we work hard and we fall asleep. They're like, get off your ass, lazy bones.
Yeah. Unless you work at Google.
Unless you work at Google. Vacate.
I wish I could work at Google. You get an hour nap every day.
Well, maybe if you didn't have so many tattoos, you would get hired.
Yeah, you're right.
Just like NASA.
Mm-hmm.
A little inside joke between me and Mike. So they announced Overwatch. All right, cool.
I mean, yeah, you know.
Okay.
It is what it is.
So we got another comment. These are both from YouTube, but Michelle Rees says, how do I find the games? I have the online service, but can't find where the games are. So what you're going to do, they're not up there yet, as we've said. They are not online, but like you're going to go into the store, go into your here, I'll just show you, like, go there, whoop, whoop, whoop. Go there to your store menu, click in there, and what's going to be, you log in, and you'll scroll all the way down to where it says Nintendo Switch Online. And you click on that, and it'll pop up with the online thing where you can manage your subscription, and you'll see that there's a little NES thing there that you can click, and they're probably going to have one just like that for the Super Nintendo, because it's a free download if you have the online service. And what it's basically going to do is that when you launch it, it'll be on your screen up there, like with all the rest of the games, and you launch it and all the Super Nintendo games. Oh, sorry, my bad.
Other way.
Well, no, buddy, your camera, I'm putting on camera for the show.
Okay.
I'm not showing you, I'm showing her.
I thought the same camera. Sorry.
You can't see that on your screen.
Well, the screens are wrong.
Well, you're on one screen, she's on another. So yeah, once you click on that, it'll ask you to launch it just like any other game service, and there you can see Spider-Man.
Yeah, it'll just launch the virtual console,
and then all your games are going to be right in there, like all the ones they have up. Nicholas Andrade, when will it release? It's not up yet. We don't know, man. They have not released a time, but Mike did find that when they launched the NES one, it was about 8 p.m. So
that was exactly from Newsweek.
Okay, yeah. So like last year, but I'm waiting for it. We're here counting down the time. Here, we have another comment from Nicholas Andrade says Japan's still asleep. And
you right.
And Partik says, I know it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So awesome. That kind of like lends credence to what we found just a little while ago. So, Mike, what do you think about Overwatch coming to Switch? Are you impartial to it? I don't play Overwatch. It's another one of those online games. I know a lot of people do. I remember Overwatch getting huge, and then it just kind of like then Fortnite happened, and then everyone kind of like moved on to that. But Overwatch has never stopped. They're still doing their thing. And
they still have big tournaments and stuff. And, well, I mean, it's cool to bring that. I mean, at this point, it's a little. I mean, those that have it already have it on what they want. It's cool to bring it to the system, but I doubt that it will sell like millions and millions of copies. It's just going to be like, hey, it's available if you want it. But it all depends on what added features they have.
Yeah. Well, they probably don't have any added features. It's probably just the game. We got new comments. Michelle says, thank you. Do you know what time they'll be released? As we've kind of said here, probably 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. So check out around that time. And and then Partik says, I can't wait to play Super Mario World and Link to the Past. And Nicholas Andrade says, my reaction to Terry and Smash was, Jesus, Kind of here too. I was not expecting that. As we were going to say, they did announce Banjo-Kazooie were available as of last night, as we were recording this. And then they announced Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury, which was yet another, notch in the hat of getting yet another high-profile character from a game series. Like they've got so many of them now. And they're all in this Smash Brothers. It's the biggest Smash Brothers ever. Wow. Like who? And also they announced they have more. Not only is there one more in the fighter pack, but they said more are in development that they're going to keep going. Yeah, exactly. Partridge says there's no way he's in Smash. It's like as soon as I saw the little like Neo Geo thing, I'm like, holy crap! They're going to add Terry. What?
So far, there are 74 characters available on Smash Ultimate.
Woo!
That is not including those that have been announced for this year. So what is available to the players right now? 74. The tournament guys are just furious because they have to learn the frames. You have to learn every frame. You have to know how much time it takes to perform moves to be a professional. So I feel sorry for them. 74 characters.
Oh man.
If you can't find a character you want to play, you don't need to be playing Smash.
Oh, man, what was next? What was next in the announcement? That was the SNES was probably next. Doom 64.
Right?
Doom 64. That is cool. I hope, crossed fingers. Now, obviously, they're releasing Doom 64 as a standalone game. This isn't an emulator running on the Switch. As far as I assume it's not. I assume Bethesda has reworked the game to run on the Switch hardware, which probably would not be that
Shouldn't
difficult.
be that hard.
64 is kind of a funky system to emulate, so they probably had to pull that out and work on it. I bet they did.
I bet they had to do a new base code.
I don't know.
To a degree. They have to do a base code altering.
Or at least get it to where they can run it on the Zen hardware. So
yeah,
it's awesome. I was pretty surprised by that.
Nintendo's really been doing a mic drops here recently.
We have a comment from Jesse Bingham. Do you guys know what time the SNES released? Probably 8 p.m.
I'm gonna hold a sign of 8 p.m.
An update to the app you already have, or brand new app on the Switch. I don't know if it's an update to the app. I bet
it'll be a new.
I bet it's gonna have you're gonna have your Nintendo app, your NES app, and probably SNES app.
Because you have to pull up the app for the emulation for NES. So I'm assuming that you'll have to open a SNES emulation station.
Yeah, more than likely. That. And did you see where you're gonna be able to do the little rewind thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the list of games are phenomenal for this SNES. You've got Brawl Brothers, Breath of Fire, Demon's Crest, F-Zero.
Dude, hold on. Demon's Crest.
Yes.
Demon's effing Crest. Now, I had to sell that game recently, and I hated selling it. But I had to go see Demons and Wizards.
Yeah.
I was going to go see Demons and Wizards. It definitely, there was no way I was going to miss that. But let's just look really quick here.
Oh, it's up there.
I'm looking to see how much it's going for. Because the fact that they put Demon's Crest on there is a big get.
Well, here's the thing. What do you think this is going to have on the retro sales?
You know what? Okay, loose cart is $77, so it's gone down. It's gone down since I sold it.
That's good.
When I sold it, just back in April, it was closer to 100. When I bought it, it was closer to 100. Also, thanks to everybody tuning in over on YouTube and checking us out.
Right.
Glad we got that streaming thing figured out for the YouTube side. We stream on Twitch and on Mixer's messing up on us, Facebook and all that kind of stuff. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe. We podcast each and every single week, and we got some gameplay going on, or at least I do. This guy don't. Nope. You better, man, for that
I know I need
FF7.
to.
But anyway, we were talking about the list of games. Go, keep going, my friend.
Kirby's Dream Course, Kirby's Dream Land 3. That's an important.
Well, that was like one of the last games released on the SNES. It was like
Yep.
post 64 release. So, yeah,
And then you got Pilot Wings, which
launch title.
I don't care. But then you have Star Fox. This is one of those games that's almost mandatory to be on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Stunt Racer FX. I believe that
Stunt
is
Race.
the one that has never been.
So you got 3 available for the first time since its original SNES release. You have Stunt Race FX. Now, the one cool thing about that is that was one of the other games that ran off the FX chip, like Star Fox, that actually have the real polygons and everything. Super Soccer and Super Tennis. But
yeah. And then we're going through the rest here. The Super EDF, Earth Defense
Defense Force, yeah.
And then, here's a good one. Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun one.
It is.
And then Mario Kart, yet again, a mandatory. Super Mario World, mandatory. World 2, it's Super Metroid.
There you go. That's your jam right there. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Soccer, tennis, and then another mandatory, Link to the Past.
Yeah.
So when you look at this, just knowing what you know, there's 7 big games on here.
All right, so there are some that I would probably switch out.
Oh, yeah.
But like the NES one, they're probably going to add more titles. Like, you can just assume. And, starting off with this, you have a good list of definite must-haves. If they put all their must-haves on there at the same time, then you have nothing else to add. Because then you have, Donkey Kong Country. Brando, it is 6 p.m. in Japan now. Or no, 6 in the morning right now. I don't know. I'm not up to tune with my time zones, if you will. But definitely like Donkey Kong Country, I definitely want that one. I want Super Castlevania 4.
Yes.
And then, man, what else?
I'm adding a different clock so that I can tell exactly the time.
Okay, so in 2 hours, so that'll be 7 o'clock here, or 8 o'clock for that, or would that be 9 a.m.?
I've got to find the right one, so hold on a minute.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's a little small to read.
So they do the directs at 7 a.m., huh? At least it's already pre-recorded. They could just make it go live.
Right.
But yeah, like what games do you guys want to see? Because definitely Final Fantasy 2 and 3 for me, and Mario RPG would be another one I would definitely want on there. Of course, you have Breath of Fire 1, so you probably want to have Breath of Fire 2, Earthbound, even.
Earthbound's a big one.
That'd be big. Chrono Trigger. I can't believe I didn't say that first. Chrono Trigger, one of my favorite games of all time. They have a good relationship with Square right now. So we kind of knew that this was coming. So Partek says Mortal Kombat and Mario Paint. Mario Paint would be interesting to do, especially on the Switch. Especially if they could figure out a way to add touch controls with that. Uh-oh.
Yeah, but you have the Joy-Con.
Mob Crush. I lost chat.
Oh no!
I lost the chat. We're still live.
Man, I don't know which one of these it is.
Which one of what is what?
For the Tokyo, right there. Okay, so.
We had a little bit of hiccup with the live show there. You froze, my friend. I could still hear you.
Are you sure I froze, or did I just... Because there was a moment where I was literally frozen, kind of...
No. Like, you definitely...
It is. He is right. It is 6:03 a.m.
6:03 a.m.
in Tokyo right now.
Partic says, if N64 games came out, what games would you like? N64 is going to be difficult to do, just like back when we talked about if they were going to do like a retro console for that, because some of their biggest hits are from other studios, and one of their biggest hits you can't put on there, and that's GoldenEye. That not
Yeah,
one.
no.
I mean, they have a good relationship with Microsoft and Rare, so getting maybe Perfect Dark or something like that could happen, sure, but not GoldenEye because that's a license. But okay, so if I had any game I wanted, of course you're gonna want to put Majora's Mask and Ocarina on there.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna want to put Banjo. See, and maybe you can get Rare, and you could get them to put Banjo Kazooie, original on there. And then of course
At
they
this
did.
point, I mean, they've already sold their Rare Replay up to what it's going to be, so they're not losing anything.
Well, I feel like they would have a good enough relationship that if Nintendo's like, "Hey, can we put Banjo Kazooie on there?" And Conker's Bad Fur Day, Jesse says, "Yeah, that would be cool." Nintendo might do it, but then again, Nintendo's really like, I mean, they released it originally, of course, but they're like kind of like, that's a little mature.
Well, what's on the NES emulation? I have to look at it. I can't remember the we talked about it before. It's like one of the goriest top downs.
On the original NES Classic?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about there, pal.
I'm gonna find out.
Other N60, I mean, of course you're gonna put 64, Mario 64, probably Donkey Kong 64. That game is kind of wonky, but I definitely put Star Fox. Guilty pleasures of mine for that era were like the AKI wrestling games that they released, like WCW Revenge and WWF No Mercies. And of course, you can't do those because those are licensed, and WWE owns all that stuff. But I mean, to me, those games are just classic, and I would love to see. Retro is new again, right? So it's like people are really loving retro. Even they're making new games in retro style. So how cool would it be for that? That engine was so popular, and those games are so popular, and those games, No Mercy is still beloved to this day. How cool would it be for either WWE or another company like AEW or whoever they're working with to release a new game with that older style? I think that would be kind of cool as well. But
River City Ransom.
that's not bloody.
I thought it.
No,
I'm thinking of a different one.
no.
But I mean, that's kind of a.
I don't know what
more
you're
of
talking
an adult.
No, well, I mean, no. It's like a cartoony side scroller beat 'em up. NES
Yeah, but for
Classic.
that,
I mean, I don't know, like
for
what.
that system,
like-
mean,
I would consider like, can I, Partix says, can I add you on my Switch? Sure. I don't really play games on there, but if you want to, yeah. Let me get on here real quick. Do.
they added Vice, Project Doom to NES Classic, and Kung Fu.
I mean, one of the more violent games on the NES was Duck Hunt.
yeah, true.
I mean, you're literally shooting ducks out of the sky, and then a dog laughs at you when you miss. You want to shoot the damn dog.
A lot of us tried, and all of us failed.
Yeah, Partic, just reach out and comment or something. That way I can get back to you with my friend code. Okay, so let me... I actually have this minimized for some reason. Because I was messing with the chat. What else was announced? The 2 Star Wars games. The 2...
Yes.
Jedi Knight Academy and Academy 2. I think Academy 2 is actually coming first for whatever reason. Those are some older games. That I think those were on the original Xbox. And maybe PC back in the day.
I had one for PC, so I think the first one was on PC.
But I mean, these games back, like, I remember the controller for these games not being that great. So hopefully they can. Oh, Kirby Battle Royale HD. Okay, so I remember seeing that, and they said free to start. I've never heard that term before, Mike. Have you?
Yeah.
Free to start.
I mean, I actually have.
Like, well, I have not.
WoW did it when it came out. Basically, you can play, but up to a certain time
Okay.
and amount, and then it capped you, and then it was like, hey, do you want to?
And then you have to pay. I don't,
Yeah.
because I didn't look into it, and like I didn't try it or anything, so it was just like free to start. It was interesting. Speaking of WoW, how have those servers been, Mike?
Well, they've done an emergency ads, and I think they've added 3. I haven't really been following it. I only get what Tim tells me. He said that it now his queue time when he gets off work. So he gets home about the time I do. So 2:30. If we leave at 2:30, he probably gets home around 2:45, and he literally runs. He says that he has to log in or start his login, and then 3 hours later, he's able to play. So 7,000, I think, is the average queue right now.
So this was detailed from Blizzard. We are looking to open our free character move service for select WoW Classic realms in the coming days. When free character moves become available from one of the most highly populated realms, players will see the option to initialize a free character move to either on either the character select screen or on the queue menu screen of the realm.
Which they've been doing that for years, so it's a normal. But now they're allowed it in Classic. So
I bet you guys can hear my kid in the background doing sirens. He runs around the house doing
barely. I barely can, so that means they can hear it really well.
Well, I bet because this mic is more powerful. They did say while we were able to fit several more players on a single realm in 2019 than was the case in 2006, we are not going to raise that cap any further, even though we have the technical capacity to do so.
4 times the size of its original size. So that is, when you think of a game starting out 4 times the maximum capacity of the original is unbelievable. Literally, they have lines, like we said on the last one. They have lines set up to kill bosses or quest bosses, so that it's not unfair because there's so many people waiting. That's insane.
Okay, Partik just comments. Big news. It comes out at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Super Nintendo games will hit Switch. Live update right here on the podcast. Big
thank you.
Yeah, thank you to Partik. He also, he mentions that they also threw out more Pokemon info. We have a Pokemon made out of tea.
Yeah.
You can now make a camp and play with your Pokemon. You can get a haircut. That's a mascara. I mean, it's kind of cool having a customizable kind of avatar for that for the first time.
It is,
Ish.
and I think that's. I think that they're going to drop the battles where you're going to be able to battle each other. I think that's what's going to make this game. I mean, it's going to be huge regardless, but I think what's going to make it more playable is the fact that you're going to be able to fight somebody else in a live Pokemon battle.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're definitely going to add that in.
I mean, they have to. That's one of the funnest things is what we used
for
to
it being
do.
like where you can have that big open world realm where you can kind of run around and everything. They also announced the Assassin's Creed Rebel Collection, which is Black Flag and Rogue, with all their DLCs and all their updates in one package. And
which is nice.
Yeah, well, no, it is pretty cool because Black Flag is one of the better Assassin's Creed games, and Rogue is pretty much reskinned Black Flag. You can't go wrong with those games, and those kind of add into the Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered that kind of came over for that. Of course, I think that's only on digital, and I haven't heard about this being on physical or not. And I bet I haven't heard a price either, but I bet it is $60 since you're getting 2 games.
And the Switch tax.
Partik says, I'm a sub. Thank you so much for subbing, my man. Thank you for helping us grow the channel. We are about a wee small podcast here on YouTube. Of course, we have a podcast. We're on podcast services. And so if you want to take us on the go on the phone and go listen to some of our old shit where we sit here and we babble on about games, please feel free to do so, man. It's cool having you around. That one game that I talked to you about, you didn't seem that interested in it, but the visuals of the game, it looked like a really high-res Game Boy game, and that was Return of the Obra Dinn.
Yeah,
the visuals of it intrigued me. My stream kind of kept messing up where the screen would freeze and I had to pause it and unpause it, so I missed a little bit of it. They had the new Animal Crossing thing.
So on that, they gave those players that really want Animal Crossing, which it's a cool game. I mean, you build your own stuff. I think my wife will get it and she'll really like it, but they still don't have a cloud save. That's what everybody wants. Come on, give them a cloud save, guys. You can cloud save. You know how to do it. Come on.
New Luigi's Mansion trailer reveals a new mode, which that was the
battle mode.
Yeah, something like that. I completely.
I can't remember the name, but you were like gooeys and you had to capture whoever captured the most ghosts wins.
I remember like they had that level with like it was like the Egyptian tomb level, like in between the floors of this hotel. It looks cool, man, and it's going out on Halloween or something like that. I'm pretty sure. Anyway.
Yes, it's coming out on Halloween.
And Devil May Cry 2.
Right.
You know, okay, that's like my least favorite Devil May Cry game, but it's coming. Oh, Divinity Original Sin 2. So that game's coming as well. That's awesome. And there's a few others in there. Deadly Premonition. I know you said this wasn't your kind of game. To me, it just really reminds me of like old school, like Stephen King-ish type horror, especially. Oh, come on, name it is the name of the damn TV series back in the day. Come on, Brando, think. I'm having my post-work brain fart. Partek said Farming Simulator. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and they had a little bit more on Astral Chains.
Oh yeah. And that game on the Wii U, that one with it's like Atlas meets Fire Emblem, and then they dance.
We've missed a really big one, but I know I'm trying to find it.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore Edition. Do you remember that one? It's like the most epic dance game you've ever seen, other than just
Trials of Mana.
Trials of Mana.
That's the big one.
Trials of freaking Mana. Like,
cool. I wish you'd fix the other ones.
Well, okay.
PlayStation.
So they have Secret of Mana that's available on the Switch, and some people don't like that one.
Is the one on the Switch the one that's broken? I know that it's broken on the PS4.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if it's broken across the board, but I know it came out and it got kind of like meh. But they did release just a while ago the little old school triple pack, the Mana trilogy, where it's the older games. And for Trials, that was the first time Trials was actually released in that state outside of Japan. I think that was released around E3, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition coming to Switch. This is the second time it's been re-released. It was on 3DS or new 3DS. My bad. Of course, originally available on the Wii. So it's kind of cool that that's coming up because then you'll get to have both Xenoblade Chronicles on, other than X, which is not. It is but isn't. Xenoblade Chronicles are original and then 2 are both on the same console. What's up?
There's another new game coming out, Little Town Hero.
Okay, yeah. That's from.
It's from Pokemon Studios.
Yeah, from Game Freak.
Game Freak.
Yeah, you're right. So that new, hopefully, you guys probably heard that little ding.
Also, for those, go ahead.
My computer just said threat thing. It's like you don't have any, but we're here to tell you about them.
Right.
And because I capture you through the speaker, so obviously any noise or any auto playing videos or any noise that pops up gets sent out. So
And Dance, Just Dance, Dance, Just Dance. They got
Dance.
more coming.
Didn't they say that like if you get friendly with your tea Pokemon, they'll let you try some of his tea?
They'll let you drink it. Let it have your taste.
That's so weird. That's such a weird way to put that.
Definitely not needed to be put in that at all. But hey, whatever.
No. Oh man. So all in all, I thought it was a pretty good direct. I was like, man, more stuff.
For
man,
the fact
more
that
stuff.
we really didn't, it was kind of like, hey, here you go.
Yeah, like we literally heard about it
cool.
like what the day of or the night before. So yeah, they had quite a bit of stuff to announce, and it's pretty awesome. Yeah. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about today. Well, first off, before we get to this, we're going to see more Final Fantasy VII Remake at Tokyo Game Show.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be revealing Shinra.
Yes.
So, in an interview with Famitsu, Tetsuya Nomura will unveil Shinra characters at Tokyo Game Show, showcase a life-size Buster Sword, and we don't know if there's going to be a video, or if there's just going to be, pictures or anything like that. Hopefully, maybe. I think it's a good time. We've been focusing a lot on the heroes. We've only seen little snippets of Shinra and then him running around the Shinra building. So I think it's a good time to take a little bit of gameplay video of some like of the Turks. Well, especially I guess for the first part, it was in the original game it was only Reno with a little bit of cameo from Sung and Rude. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit more from them in this game. And then Rufus in the original one, for where this one is about to end, was only there at the very end. And I can definitely maybe seeing them do more cutscenes with Rufus to kind of introduce him earlier in the plot to make his character mean more by the time he would take over.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to seeing what they have to add.
Always.
PlayStation reveals its Tokyo Game Show lineup. I'm going to click on this. And Mike, I'm going to mute you for a second in case I have auto-playing ads, which there is. All right, you are unmuted, my friend.
Okay.
So, PlayStation's live show at TGS will include 8 games, including Capcom's Resident Evil project that we talked about last week, currently called Project Resistance.
I'm excited to see what that is.
Well, okay, I heard a rumor. If you will. That, what we were seeing, we have a comment from Anonymous14. Where are the SNES games? They're coming at 7 p.m. apparently. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in just about an hour and a half. So this rumor about Project Resistance and how people are like, it looks like it's a multiplayer game. There's a rumor that it is a multiplayer game, but it's a mode in the new Resident Evil 3 remake. That the twist is actually going to be like they're going to talk about this new thing and this new multiplayer thing, and people are like, oh, okay, cool. And you're like, by the way, this will release with Resident Evil 3 Nemesis remake. Bum, bum, bum. And like, what?
That would be a phenomenal announcement.
Yeah, right?
Because, I mean, you really think about it. The RE2, 50% of Nemesis has already been done.
Mm-hmm.
It's already there. You can literally use the base code.
Yeah, engine's already done.
Everything you've already done. And then make because, excuse me, because we know that what happens in Nemesis happens before, too. Because the police station is all destroyed because of Nemesis. And it literally is just right before. So it's going to be interesting to see. I hope they do. I really, because there's been the rumor that they have been working on this after how well received 2 was. They were kind of like, yeah, we're going to do that. So we'll see.
Yeah, so we got another comment from Cool Plush the Great. When does it come out? 7 p.m. is what we're hearing for the SNES games on the Switch. And Partik adds in, he sent us a list of the games, and we pretty much, I think we touched on all of them. That little town hero looks pretty interesting. I remember them announcing that a while back. That Tokyo Mirage Sessions that came out on the Wii U, so this is kind of like a port. Not necessarily like a remaster, which we're going to get to in just a minute. But I'm sorry, the PlayStation Live show. So Project Resistance, Neo 2, FF7 Remake, Sega's new Yakuza game, Gran Turismo Sport, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Death Stranding, and Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
I can't wait to see more on Kakarot.
It looks pretty interesting. Yeah. I wonder how far it'll go. I bet it only goes up to Cell Saga.
I mean, at first they only showed to Frieza,
right?
And then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, by the way, you get to do Gohan Super Saiyan 2."
Right.
Yeah. Are they going to go to Boo? I mean, who knows?
I don't know.
Maybe that'll be a DLC. Maybe that's what we're going to hear in the next one is, oh, by the way, it's going to Boo as well. People are going to be like, wow.
Oh, I know, dude. My head would explode. Because that's like, to do that long of a story, I bet that would take you a while to get through all that. Especially since you're going to be doing side quests and learning how to drive and stuff.
That's awesome, though. I mean, think about it. Let's drop an 80-hour game for you.
Right.
But hey, EA says RPGs, single-player RPGs are dead.
Absolutely dead. Oh, so there was another bit of news that I saw, and I'm just going to riff on this because I didn't see it in an article. I saw it in a YouTube video that the former head of the FIFA division at EA is now going to be overseeing the studios that are in charge of Battlefront, like DICE, and Need for Speed.
No.
Now, what is big about this? Okay, what? The video that I saw, and I think this is from Yong Yeah. He, and I'm not sure where he got the info from, but it detailed that this dude's time at FIFA was during the time when they introduced the loot boxes, the gambling system. like basically the slot machines.
Which got their games banned.
Microtransactions. We don't like to think of it.
That's what EA wants.
What did that lady say? We don't like to think of it as gambling. We like to think of it as. Oh, what did she say? Do you remember?
Oh,
it was something goofy.
I don't know.
Partik comments with some dates for some of this stuff. Premonition 2 is in 2020. Doom 64 comes out November 22nd this year. And then Assassin's Creed Rebel Collection coming out in December 6th of this year, and then Xenoblade is next year.
Yeah, I saw Xenoblade next year.
Adam is saying, hey, how's it going, bud? We are live. We are in color, so to speak. So, Mike, I picked up a game this week. Actually, I got other pickups. I bought a few games. I know.
What would those games be?
Well, one of them is not anything to write home about. It's a game I already own. I just bought it for another system. Because I'm a glutton.
Are we talking about 8?
No. Well, that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But this is a different game I bought that I already owned. I bought it for another system. Because it was cheap. It was like $4.
What game was that?
Hold on a second. Mass Effect Andromeda for Xbox One. Oh, man. Glutton.
The funny thing is that's down to $4.
Yeah, that's why I bought it. All right, look. Do I need this game on the Xbox One? No, I do not. However, this has been updated with an Xbox One X update, which brings it up to 4K. PS4 has not, as far as I'm aware. So BioWare did a little bit of work on this for the Xbox One X. Do I have a One X? No. Will I? I don't know. Will I have the next generation Xbox that will take advantage of that? Probably. So, considering that I already own it, I bought it on PS4, played it and beat it over there, played it through once. This was $4, and also I have the digital deluxe, which has a different cover art. Mm-hmm. So now I have all games on PS3. I have all the games on 360 for the original Mass Effect trilogy. And then I have all the ones on 360 with the collector's edition.
Right.
$4. I saw it, was like, because I was looking for it. Matt was talking about getting it and trying it, right?
He's been trying to convince me to get on and play
multiplayer. Okay, so 3. I would be willing to lend you my extra copy of 3 since you already have gold. And I will pick up, Game Pass Ultimate. And then that way, hopefully, he can get on, and then we can record that for the YouTube channel. I think that'd be kind of fun to get 3 of the Geth Busters back together again.
Yeah,
playing again just for old time's sake. The other game I got, this was another cheap one, $3. This was developed by Day One Studios from LucasArts. When did this come out? Of course, when I'm trying to find a date, I can't find the date. You ever have that issue?
Oh yeah.
2008. This is a budget title, I guarantee you. This game flew under the radar, but it got semi-decent reviews. It's a game called Fracture on the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
This game reshaped the battlefield, reshaped the battle. In the year 2161, survival of the fittest will take on a whole new meaning. Cybernetically enhanced forces from the east will battle a genetically engineered army from the west, utilizing an ever-foreseen terrain-deforming weapons. The battlefield will never be the same. I thought it looked kind of cool for a cheap, for a cheap game. I'm like, I'll get it. And the last one is for the PlayStation 1. Like I need any more games for the PS1, right?
Right.
I actually do because I actually didn't have this one. And I remember all the ads. I remember the commercial when this came out. I actually have magazines with this advertised pretty heavily. This is a Sony exclusive. I'm trying to see who developed it. Developed by... It's kind of hard to see an image that's like this big, and you're trying to read text even smaller.
Yeah.
Especially with my glaucoma.
You'd only smoke the ganja.
Developed by Appaloosa Entertainment. I don't know if they're still around. Tiny Tank.
Yes.
Tiny Tank.
Tiny Tank.
I remember in the commercial, this is one of the taglines. It's not the size of your howitzer. It's what you do with it. So I saw Tiny Tank. It was there for like $7. I'm like, yeah, I'll get that. That was the most expensive game that I bought for that run.
It's Nicholas Tiny Tanks too.
Nicholas Andrade. So how many hours does it compare to 7 p.m.? So I think he said it's coming out 7 p.m. That the SNES games are coming out 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So
yeah, because that would be 8 a.m. in Tokyo, which would be 7 for us.
Yep. So let's hope that's the case. Now the other game, we already gave it away. The other game that I did buy is on the Switch. I got my Switch right here, and I bought digitally, of course.
Well, of course,
because it's only available digitally.
Yeah. I
bought a game that is near and dear to my heart from when I was getting into RPGs. This was the 3rd or 4th RPG that I ever played. Mike doesn't really like this one.
I hate the magic system. That's what bothers me with this game. Outside of that, I will never say it's not a bad story. Because most Final Fantasies have a good story, depending on... in this era of Final Fantasies.
Too bright, too bright, too bright, too bright.
It's
Final
good.
Fantasy
It's
VIII.
focused.
Final Fantasy VIII Remastered.
Remastered, which you posted pictures of the updated sprites
I
on
posted
a non-upgraded, updated background.
Well, okay, so yeah, no, the backgrounds have been put into they put them into a program which up-res them, but I've literally seen where modders do that and put it into an AI, and it does a much better job. So that is the only thing that they skimped on. Now, what I say, is it a deal breaker? The backgrounds, no, because I don't think it is as glaringly bad as it is on FF9. FF9, they have more movement in the background, and it looks even worse. Especially during the little sword fight scene between Zidane and Blank, where you've got to impress the nobles. Do you remember that, Mike? Where you're sitting there and you got to hit the buttons to when Blank tells you hit X, hit square, and it's like a little because it's during the play in the beginning of the game. And you have that little like do 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 do, and if you impress like 100 nobles out of 100, you get showered with 10,000 gil, which is really useful for the beginning of the game.
Yes, it is.
So FF8 looks better than that, but
not much.
This is my kid.
Mm-hmm. I can hear it now. I'm like,
my kid doing sirens in the background. Oh man. All right. I got thrown off track. So what they did, and I posted a picture on my personal Facebook. I need to post it to our Facebook, because I took more pictures of the combat, because the combat looks great, because they actually have redone all the models, all the character models. Then they look fantastic. They look PSP to damn near PS2 quality character models. They look awesome. And the background, so what they did for some of the background stuff is that to save on polygons, they would render a character in the background with the same graphics. So they'd have the painted background, and what they would do is put that character for the sprite they had and just put it there. And if you're on the PS1, you can't tell. Like, maybe you could tell if you squint.
Right.
But now with the new character models and that
you can tell.
And that old background, like the backgrounds already look a slight bit blurry anyway. and it's the same PS1 renders for the characters. Like, there's a scene. The scene that I posted was the classroom, where you had a couple characters that were just like,
yeah,
and they don't move. And on the original one, if you look carefully, you can tell. But on this one, it's like,
yeah,
wow. Well, there's a scene that's even worse, Mike. It's a scene right before the seat exam, and you're standing in the hall, and Headmaster Sid is giving a speech.
Mm-hmm.
He looks great. They have a close-up shot of him. He looks fantastic. Great.
You mean Robin Williams?
A.K.A. Robin Williams, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But then, right after that, the speech is over, and you're supposed to walk away. Partic says, can you put on gameplay? You mean of FF8? I don't have my Switch dock back here. Otherwise, I could capture it. But not right now. But I can, maybe right after the podcast, I can go get it and hop on here and play it for just a tad. Because what I will say, that it was so bad. Oh my gosh, because you just saw him, man. You just saw Robin Williams, Headmaster Sid, and he looked awesome. And then you see him, he's like, I can't even accurately describe what it looks like. It looked awful, terrible. I'm like, ugh. So will I say the backgrounds look generally better than 9? Yes, except for when they don't.
And then when they don't, they look really bad.
Oh my God, it's so bad. So what are the pluses of this? So the best place to get this game with all the added bonuses is Steam. They gave the Steam version more bonuses. We got a comment from CB Win. Partic says, goodbye, see you probably at 6:30. All right, man. I'll try and be on here playing some of that. We'll see. I'll definitely be back on tonight though. But we have a comment. Buenas. Sale in Mexico. Are you talking about the SNES games? 7 p.m. Eastern, if that's what you're talking about, pal. Lots of questions about that. I tell you what, I almost put it on the screen. SNES games at 7 p.m. I'm going to give you an ask about it. I don't know what. I think they got get all items. I think they got get all cards. And then I think they got get all stocked of magic. So you don't have to work at it.
Right.
So what did the console versions get? We got no random battles. We got God mode, essentially. Where if you click... How you activate it is by clicking the sticks. So clicking both sticks give you no random battles. Clicking the right stick gives you God mode, where you have full health and you always have your limit break. And then the left one click gives you ×3 mode. So you move around and you fight at ×3.
Okay, that's awesome. ×3 mode's awesome. The rest of them I wouldn't use.
All right.
Now, if they had like a ×3 experience mode, which in FF8 it doesn't matter because everything scales with you. But
So, when I last played FF8 on our channel, I was doing a different kind of grind. I was doing card grinding. I was doing AP grinding because, as you said, everything scales with you. So you kind of want to be dealing more damage at a lower level.
yes,
There's ways to do it.
It's best to keep your character as low as you can, but draw all that magic so that you have the high magic to cast.
Well, okay, so check this out. Here's what I did. Started the game off. I got my Guardian Forces, and I selected him to learn Quetzalcoatl to learn card, because that means you can do the card move and change enemies into cards. So I went down to the beach where you get 6 AP per. With that 3 times mode, that goes by real fast. I get card. Now, when you card enemies, you don't get experience for when you in the battle. You just get AP. All the bosses in FF8 give you no experience. They just give you AP.
Yep.
So there you go. Did I accidentally get a couple? Yeah. Okay. I gained like 1 level, maybe 2. I think Squall's at level 10 now. Oh well. How long did I grind? Because I am just past the seed exam. I'm getting ready to go to Timber. So I'm still on technically early disc 1. And I am 7 hours and 45 minutes into the game. Whereas you would normally be about 2 or 3.
I was going to say that's about 2 or 3 to go to Timber.
I am at level 11, so I lied. Not only did I level up my GFs almost to the point where they have everything that they can learn. Almost. I didn't do a lot of the high level ones. However, you can learn ice and water magic refine from Shiva. Lightning or thunder, lightning and wind magic refine. So you can refine these from an item, right? Mm-hmm. Also, I learned card mod, which means I can mod items from cards. So I get certain cards, I can get certain items, I can mod certain things. Also, which one did I learn it from? Was it Quetzalcoatl? Mid-magic refine. Mid-level magic from other magic. So I went through and with the ×3 mode, I grinded up and got 100 of everything. For Blizzard, Thunder, Fire, and Cure. 5 of those will make 1 mid-level. So Thundara, Blizzara, Fyra, and Cura. So I refined them and got 20. Went through, got 100 more. Boom, 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 boom. Did it again. Did it again. Did it again. Did it again. With that ×3 mode, it takes no time.
Right.
Because I can put the cursor to memory and I can just hold A. And then I'm just drawing. Also, that God mode button, it makes it to where you have no ATB bar and it's always your turn.
So I guess that's pretty good for...
It's good for doing your... Because guess what? The drawing system still sucks.
Yeah, it always
But
will.
it takes a lot less time.
That's fair.
A lot less time. I have tried everything on that. Also, I spent time playing cards. I got a bunch of cards. I even got a couple high-level cards. Then I found out another thing that you can do. Huh?
You love that card game.
So I found out another thing that you can do. you can go to the Queen of Cards, who's at Balam, and you can challenge her. Every time you challenge her, her trade rule will be different. You can get trade 1. You can get trade difference, which means you get as many cards as you beat them by. Like, say I beat you by 7-3 or whatever. So, like, say I flipped like 3 of your cards, I get 3 cards. You can also do difference. Or did I ever say difference? Okay, so that was difference. There's another one that you can get where basically you split your, like, so if they flipped your cards, they get the ones they flipped. If you flip theirs, you get the ones that they flip. Or you get the ones that, yeah, so that one kind of sucked. But then you can do all. So if you win the match, you get all their cards. So really? if you challenge her when she has all, then you play the dude behind her. His rule set will be for all. And then you can go to 2 of the 3 or 4 higher level card players in the area and grind them to get better cards. And you're just getting all the cards each time. And you're getting some pretty good level cards. You can mod those cards into items. I already have Squall's 4th Gunblade. Because I modded. Because I went in and I grinded on this one player, and I knew she had Hexadragons, and I needed like 4 Hexadragons to make one of the items, and I needed 4 more, so I played her until I got those, and then I had another card that I can make screws from. Those 2 items, even though I don't have the magazine that tells me how to make that, if I already have the items, it'll automatically be in the junk shop.
Yeah.
And it's there. I had the 4th Gunblade already. Like the Twin Lance. There's only 2 more Gunblades to get. The Punishment and then the Lionheart.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So not only did I grind my magic and got that up, not only did I grind cards, okay, I also went out and grinded some of the other things, some of the other GF abilities, like how to junction magic into certain HP or strength or this or that.
Right.
I did that too. So then, did you know that you can mod life magic out of, cure magic out of items? Okay, just like the other ones. Tents, 1 tent will give you 5 Curigas. So I became a seed, took the seed tests to get higher level of seed. You can only do as many level of tests as your Squall is a level, so that's a detriment to having low level. I got 10,000 gil, and I sold a bunch of an item I don't need to get 2,500 more. I went in, bought some more tents, refined those into 100 Curigas, put those Curigas on my HP, and now I have almost 3,000 HP.
At level 11.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what you're supposed to have at 11, like 700?
Yeah, something like that.
700 to 1,000.
And I also have water, I think, on my strength, which gives me, of course, I also have the 4th Gunblade, so that helps me out with my strength. And then I have strength plus 20, and I'm about to learn strength plus 40. And also, I have elemental and status on my attack, so I can blind you, or I can make you go to sleep with every attack, or it, like I one-shotted Ifrit because I put Blizzara on my attack.
And you one-shotted him.
Yeah. It took a little bit of time, and I'm sitting in the living room. I'm chilling with my kid, hanging out. He's running around doing whatever he's doing, making siren noises. I think I even did some grinding while I was watching the Nintendo Direct. I was just walking along the beach, turning shit into cards. Because I found out, like at that point, those little fishes are like under the sand, and I'd hit them once with Squall. I almost said Cloud. And then I would card mod. 1 hit, card mod. 1 hit, card mod. End of battle. 6 AP. Run around. 1 hit, card mod. 1 hit, card mod. So 4 actions you would net me 6 AP. I have found this is the best way to play this game. I will say it. It looks good. The backgrounds are iffy. What's good about it is that the music is also the original FF8 on PS1 music. The
original score.
Well, because when it was originally put on the PC, the game had it go through the PC's sound engine, which automatically put it to MIDI. So you got lesser sounding music quality. Modders changed that, but also the original source code for this game is forever lost. They lost it right after they made it. Yes. And the only way that we're going to get a better looking game is for them to completely remake it.
Right.
This is a remaster to get. This is $20 on the Switch, $20 for the PS4. I looked to make sure that it wasn't cheaper over there because I remember when FF9 came out, it was cheaper. And then this one is not. But they put work into it. I mean, they made the character models look fantastic. The FMVs look pretty damn good. Even on the big screen, it's the original. Don't expect it to be super HD. It's not. It's the same quality, but they looked good back then. You know. And by the way, when you're playing on your Switch and it's handheld mode, the backgrounds are a little less noticeable.
Yeah, because it's
a smaller screen. But I mean, if you squint, they're still there. It's still a little blurry, but it's okay. The menus. Also, the little caricature pictures for your GFs and everybody, those look fantastic. Those pop like a mother. Man, this is the way to play this game. I would recommend everybody go out and get it if you have any sort of twitch. Like, man, I don't know. Maybe you never played the game back in the day. You know, maybe you played it and you're like, man, that draw system fucking sucks. I'm not playing it. Well, guess what? Now you have a little bit of a workaround. Now you can get it done. You can get into one battle. You can stay alive if you need to. That early on, you don't need to worry about dying. You can pretty much just heal yourself or run away. You don't need God mode. It helps to get it done quicker because you can set that cursor on memory and have both characters draw cure and just hold A. And it's like zeep, 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 zeep. Oh crap! I'm done. Okay, on to the next one. And it gets done super fast. Best way to do it. Because, you know, I've got myself set up to go and enjoy the story for a while, and I won't have to take a break to go do that for a minute. As I said, I'm like one-shotting people. You know, I've got, I think Quistis' second weapon. I was trying to go for her third, but it was going to require me to try and get more. Like, you can actually get her ultimate limit, or her ultimate weapon before you leave the first island, if you grind hard enough. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to sit here and do this much.
Right.
But it was fun. It's funny because I'm sitting there playing cards all day yesterday for a while. And my kid's like, what are you doing? Playing cards. You still playing Final Fantasy? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You love that stuff.
Anyway, so no, this is a good remaster, and for the last part of the show, remasters are kind of like hip right now. And I have a little collection here, and I want to go through some of my favorite remasters that I've played. And I know, Mike, I just kind of dropped this on you yesterday. This is what I'm going to do, so you don't have to. If you want to say a few, if you have any, cool. You don't have to. The first one here is currently, most recently, unavailable.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
DuckTales Remastered. I've seen this go for crazy amounts on eBay. I'm glad I got this when I did. I got this on sale on Black Friday at Meijer for buy two, get one in the $20 bin. So I got this, I got something else, and I got something else. Yeah. Not too bad. Not too bad. And that's also, they got the voice cast from the original DuckTales to be in that. And it just looks amazing. It's the best. Of course, that's a remastering of the original. It says DuckTales Remastered, but you can almost just say it's a damn remake. With how much work they put into it.
Right.
Twilight Princess.
It is a good one.
HD. Looks great, and it's not mirrored like the Wii version.
Yeah.
And it looks fantastic. But what game looks even better than that one? Wind Waker
Yes.
HD. Holy crap. I know I crapped all over the graphics when that game came out. I didn't like it, man. It was a switch to the Toonverse. I'm like, Rabble, I don't like this. No, dude.
That game's phenomenal.
It not only is it phenomenal, but it looks freaking amazing in HD.
Yes.
Like
I have that digital.
Yeah, because you actually got the
Zelda
the Zelda Wii U.
Wii U.
Resident Evil GameCube remake. This is on the PS3. You can now get this as
a remake of a remake of a remake.
Well, this is a remaster of a remake.
Yeah, you're right.
So I have this physical copy on the PS3. I got this from PlayAsia.com. You can actually, when I got this, it wasn't available physically except for over there. It is now available on the PS4 and Xbox One in a double pack with Resident Evil 0, which by the way, Resident Evil 0 backgrounds, the pre-rendered backgrounds, look even better than this one does. I've actually seen, I don't own it, but I've actually seen them side by side, and it's like, wow, they put some work into 0. I've showcased this one on the podcast before for the PS3. It's actually the game fell out. Oh, I forgot because this case is broken. It came to me broken, but it's cool. This actually has a reversible cover with Biohazard right there, and it came with 2 manuals: one Resident Evil, one Biohazard. You can select your language for your for all your stuff in there too. So I like the language they speak is always English, but then like your menus and everything. This next one, I don't know if I would say that it is like, because this game has been on every single console that's ever existed almost at this point.
Skyrim.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you're right. I didn't bring it over.
It's on Alexa.
Forgot it's on Alexa. Oh my god.
I played it on Alexa.
Oh
It's
man.
interesting.
Resident Evil 4. Not as good of a remaster as the other one, but still threw it out there. Another Xbox One. This one looks really good. I was really surprised with how much work they put into this one. Gears of War original remastered. This looks pretty damn good. It's the original Gears of War, but they definitely brought it up. That's the Ultimate Edition. That's the only one that they did that for. The other ones are just backwards compat. Another Final Fantasy, PS4, X2. That looks really cool. That looks really good. I have that on the Vita as well. And the only thing about the Vita is you only get 10 on physical. 10.2 is digital. On this one, it's on both are on the same disc. So, and also if you have the Vita, you can actually transfer your save from PS4 to Vita.
Right.
Kind of cool. This one doesn't have remastered in the title, but it's a remaster. Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
This originally came out for 360 and PS3, and this has been remastered into full HD, 1080p, and they also added first-person mode, and the graphic upgrade was phenomenal. It looks great to this day. And my favorite remastered of any game, Last of Us Remastered. It was already great on the PS3, and when it came out on the PS4, it looks even better. Like, I cannot wait to play Last of Us Part 2. But that's just a quick grab that I grabbed in here. I know I have a few others, like you said, Skyrim. And even I didn't grab it, and I actually thought that's actually one of the ones I thought of when I first was going to talk about this. Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, and Peace Walker for the PS3. And also 360. Those look really good as well. What were you going to say?
Resident Evil 2.
That's not a remaster.
Oh, yeah.
That's a remake.
It's a remake, but...
It's a remaster. No, it's not a remaster.
It's the same game.
No, it isn't. It's a new game.
Sure. If you say so.
Yeah, I do say so. Because I looked at it, I saw it and went, no. Now, see if they remaster it for the PS5, where it's the same game, just for a new console.
Yeah.
Because I almost selected the Star Fox 3DS. Star Fox 64. But they also remade it. It wasn't just a... They actually remade it. And it was... And I'm like, no. Remaster. definitely. Last of Us is like I've played through that on our channel back when I was first dipping my toe into streaming. So, well, my friend, that's all I got.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
A lot of interaction today.
Yeah, dude, and it was all from YouTube, by the way. Every single one of our commenters. Thank you guys for commenting and joining in and asking us the same question. But I didn't have it lit. I didn't have it put up. But trust me, everybody wants to know, man. And Nintendo didn't really give us a time. But here in about an hour, man. Here in about an hour, they will be up. So
you're gonna be all over it.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I want to know when they're gonna sell the freaking controllers, because they're gonna be hard to get.
Well, I imagine they're gonna sell out pretty quick once they're available. But they're only available to online subscribers.
Yeah, but it's $20 a year.
I know, but not everybody does it. Like, in order to buy them, you actually have to log in on the website with your account, and that's the only way that you can get to the screen to buy them, because it's the same way with the NES ones.
I want the Super one because you can play NES games on the Super.
Well, absolutely,
controller.
no. It'll feel fine. But I also like how it's just one controller. I mean, yeah, two controllers would be even better, but they don't hook onto the side. It charges with the USB.
That's why I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the small ones, or the ones that they slap on the side. I think, yeah.
It looks goofy as hell, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I got for today, man. There are some awesome games I would love to see remastered. For like a newer generation. Like, if you're just going to do minimal amount of work and you're like, I don't want to remake it, and let's remaster it, Legend of Dragoon.
I don't know why that has not been done. Rival Sony.
I also thought of another Square one. Square just did this one. A good game that they could try and revisit for a remaster. Brave Fencer Musashi.
Yeah.
I think people will get a kick out of that now. They released a sequel on the PS2, but I think that first game, it's very quirky, it's very funny. It's I feel like it would do well.
Right.
But that's all we got for this week here on the show. Mike, thank you once again for joining me. I don't know where we're going. Is Tokyo Game Show this weekend? Or is it next weekend? You look that up. You guys can check us out on all of our socials, Game Addicts Play for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and that kind of stuff. Try to post stuff when I can.
September 11th.
11th? So that's next week? Next Wednesday. Are you serious?
Next Wednesday.
Oh my gosh.
To the 15th.
All right. So we'll have to figure out when the live stream is for the Sony stuff, 'cause that's what I want to say the most. That way we can talk about it. We may just do Thursday again next week.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest. But, I mean, because I assume it's going to be like on the first night or on the first day they'll have that. Usually it's kind of like everything's kind of like on the first day. But maybe not. We'll have to look it up. But yeah, look us up on podcast services all around the globe. We're on all that stuff that we have listed up there. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, TuneIn, SoundCloud, if I remember to upload it, because I don't have an account there, or a paid account. So I try to remember to put the new episode up. Sometimes I forget. I'm sorry, guys. Got a lot going on in my life. I'm a parent and do all that stuff. But Podbean, go check out our Podbean page. Check out GameAddictsPodcast.com. That's where the podcast is, and we got some links there. Of course, we're on YouTube. You guys have been chatting with us on YouTube. We got subscribers. Please sub if you want to see more of us, and hopefully put some more gameplay up here soon. I have Mass Effect 2 episodes coming out until like middle of the month. I'm actually backlogged on that, so
pretty cool.
That is the way to go. You should try and capture some of your FF14 stuff and put that up.
Only until I get to the new content, like the max level, and they've got new raids coming out. Plus, found something out. Blitzball has not been entered into the game because they can't figure out how to do it right. I read a couple of things, like I had a couple of things up before we started, so I was kind of looking at them, and yeah, they think that the next one is going to be it. But they do have something that you would know, something that you would be addicted to. Card game.
Now, is it Triple Triad? Because I don't like the card game in 9.
I have not touched it. I don't know. I've only been to Golden Saucer just to be like, cool, and then I left.
I feel you.
Because I didn't want to get drawn in, because we both know that place can just, because they have chocobo races.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to kind of level my character up so I can play him on the new content, because that's why I got it for. I want to see the new content. And it's really good so far. I really enjoy it.
Awesome, dude. Well, awesome. Well, that being said, I think we're going to get off here for right now. And we'll see you guys next week. Maybe Thursday. We'll just shoot for that for right now.
Okay.
We'll just shoot for that. You and me both. It's not really like Wednesdays has been our thing. It's always been Wednesday, Thursday been released. But if we got stuff coming out on Wednesday for us to talk about, and it's going to be at a time when we would be recording. I mean, if it comes out Wednesday while we're at work, it's like, all right, we're going to hit it on Wednesday because we want to talk about it, especially if they're going to be talking about FF7 and that kind of stuff. So I'll let you guys know on Twitter or somewhere when we're definitely gonna record that, where you guys can watch along. Thank you guys, all of you guys, once again watching live and commenting along. We really appreciate it. We love the interaction, and make sure you sub. That way we can meet up again and hang out and all that kind of stuff. Until next time, I have been Brando,
and I have been Mike.
Take it easy, guys. Have a good one, and game on.